Hey everybody, Alex here with Momentum Charting. First of all, just a quick warm welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this channel. Today we are going to be getting into a very interesting video on Alcoa Corporation. What else? Yeah, so ending the day, near the end of the day here, the trading day on Monday, 8/16. Guys, if you have not yet done so, make sure, 100% sure, go down below, subscribe to the channel. You are going to want to do that. Guys, here at Momentum Charting, I promise you to always give you a 100% unique perspective on the markets and stocks, something you will not find anywhere else online, okay? This is not another Me Too technical analysis channel. This is something totally unique and completely, you are not going to find the type of research, the type of technical analysis really that I do anywhere else online. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. I never ever use my feelings, my biases, anything like that to predetermine my conclusions. I examine the price action. I use trends. I listen to the markets. I do not listen to the noise. So, guys, just quickly as a little bit of a side note, how about the markets today, right? How about the amount of traders that were just absolutely overcome with fear Friday, and especially today, this morning, dumping their long positions, getting out of the markets, letting fear overwhelm, confusion overtake them. Guys, the psychology of these markets is absolutely brutal. I've said it before, but if you are not entering trades, swing trades, short-term day trades with a plan of action, and you're just kind of letting the markets take you where they will, you are going to get wrecked. Markets are psychologically going to punish you on a daily basis. That is why it's always good to have a plan and stick with it. Just sort of a little side note there for you on just the market action today. Just so bearish at the beginning of the day, and markets towards the end of the day here pulling positive. Our outlook for a long-term bright future in the coming months, markets still looking very good. So that's just a quick side note. So with all that being said, let's dive in here to the chart of Alcoa. Guys, I know it happens to me all the time too, and sometimes it is very easy to sort of miss the broad outlook and not be able to see the forest through the individual trees. Sometimes we get lost in the minuscule moves of the markets, the day-to-day, and kind of lose track of what's happening on a larger term time frame. That's why from time to time I like to pull out and I like to get a very broad encompassing look of the markets on what is happening on a weekly time frame. And that's what I did here today on Alcoa, and I want to share with you what I found and what I think is very interesting, potentially, right? Potentially as well, very profitable setup here in Alcoa. I'm just really loving the look of this today, and especially today with a nice pullback of 4% by the dip. Okay, so what I want to look at here is something that is known in charting as fractals, and I kind of have my own definition for it as opposed to what other people might say it is. But I look at fractals as kind of just basically repeating patterns in the market, and what I'm seeing here on Alcoa is a potentially very exciting pattern that has repeated 3 times already and looks to me like it's going to happen to repeat here for a 4th time in a row. And if that does happen, I'm going to show you the evidence that I believe Alcoa is going to hit $77. Guys, this is not a target like in 2023, an analyst target in 2023, a Goldman Sachs target of $70 in 2024. No, I believe this has a chance to hit $77 much sooner than maybe you or anyone else expects, and I'm going to show you that in just a second here. Now, first of all, on these fractals, I'm looking at what's happened here in these different periods of times. I'm using a dynamic RSI here, and each one of these is sort of a different trend of the RSI. You could almost refer to it as like an RSI cycle, and remember, it's on a weekly basis, so these are really big, large, encompassing moves. But for all of those that have used RSI, you are well aware that positive divergent bottoms are usually good, and when you're operating in areas above 50 and getting up towards 60, these are very exciting times indeed for potential stocks. And remember, we're here on a weekly time frame, guys, and we just started pushing up on this weekly time frame towards the end of July here. But what I want to show you is even more interesting than this, okay? I want to show you these last 3 fractal cycles, 1, 2, 3, and show you exactly what happened on Alcoa and what I do believe is getting once again ready to happen here, possibly to a larger degree, but I'm trying to be conservative on this, but I just let me show you here what I'm seeing, okay? So yeah, first of all, just broad picture, again, weekly time frame, dynamic RSI, this weekly RSI setup looking very good. Additionally, this 50 moving average, 125 moving average. This is a very strong alignment with this 50, the shortest term moving average, pushing strongly to the upside. Prices well above our 200 and 125 EMAs. All of that very positive. Okay, so that's on a weekly time frame. Now, and let's pull out and just examine this. I wanted to show this to you guys, what I thought to be very interesting. So let's get our ruler tool out here and look at these last 3 cycles. I'm counting from March 30th, 2020, and then this one from October 5th, 2020, and then this one from February 1st of this year and ending here. So on these last 3 cycles, I just want you to examine the scope as well as the length of each of these cycles. And I think what we're going to find here is going to be very interesting. So let's get our ruler tool out here. And this cycle had an increase in price, let's see here, of about 180% over the period of about 154 days. Okay, so keep that in mind. The next cycle, we will put our low right here and peaked right here. This was a move of 146% over the period of about 100 days. Okay? Next cycle. And remember, I'm determining these cycles by these RSI cycles, okay? And also, it's pretty obvious here from the price action when these cycles are starting and ending. So we've got the first one, 180, 190% over the period of about 140 days. The next one, 100 days, about 140% gain. This cycle here, take the low right here to the peak right here. This was very similar to the last cycle in that it also lasted about 100 days, also peaked at 150%. So, guys, this is what I'm looking for. And the period of time, again, about 100 days. I believe that what we are getting set for here is something very similar at a minimum to what happened on these last 2 cycles here. So I'm looking at a gain of approximately, conservatively, 140% over the time period of about 100 days. Okay, so I just want to try to be conservative on this as I can according to what I'm seeing on this fractal. So if we do that, let's take this ruler tool out and see what we are going to get here. Okay, so we'll count this as a low, and I want to bring this up a little bit. So I'm going to say about 100, a little over 100 days, and let's go to 140%. Boom, right here, guys. Right here. Let me get my, so $78.51 on October 4th. Right here. Crazy? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's crazy, but I believe there is a chance here, guys, over the next, what is that, 6-7 weeks of trading, we are going to potentially see some very, very exciting things happening in Alcoa. This is a fractal. I've used them many times in the past with a lot of success. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Trading, like everything else, hit or miss. You know, sometimes your trades work out, sometimes they don't. But everything I'm seeing here, guys, especially with these RSI cycles lining up, the time periods, the fractals that have been in play, the strength, what I believe the continued strength of the overall market. The Dow looks really good still. Q's coming back around, gaining strength almost everywhere. Now, to me, if this were to come true, guys, does this look like a period of time where we need to start worrying about markets crashing? Just a little side note, but potentially very, very interesting trade here coming up in the next 6-7 weeks, maybe 2 months of trading. That is going to be my target, guys, about $77 on Alcoa. Do with that information what you will. I'll definitely be updating this again. That's basically the long and short of it. My update on Alcoa today, what I see the potential for a very, very exciting, potentially very, very profitable trade as well into October on Alcoa. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. That's basically what I'm seeing. I will continue to update this trade as the days and weeks go along. We'll dig in here at another point to the shorter term time frames, but you can just see here, for instance, like on a daily RSI, this is really, really nice here what happened, pulling back today, but with the potential for this 4 hour to just kind of put in another positive divergence and really spring to the upside. But that's all stuff for another day. We'll get into that later. But guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you do not miss my next Alcoa update. Looking forward to that price target in the next couple of months. Can't wait to follow along with you guys on this trade. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. Thank you for joining me on this video. I will see everybody again shortly in the next Alcoa update. Thank you. Bye for now.